Well, I'm really excited to talk to you today because Eva, you happen to be in town. You're in Toronto. You're my beautiful knee. And I want to tell you a little bit about Eva. She is a naturopathic doctor. She lives in a very exotic place. And I wanted to talk to her about what are the key issues she deals with in naturopathic medicine. What can you say about
The key issues I work with is really, I work primarily with women. I'll work with men, but my main focus has been always with women. And what we're working with is most women come to me, their hormones are kind of a mess. They'll have gut issues or even chronic illness, things that they've gone in every direction to find an answer and they haven't been able to find an answer. But what the underlying theme that I always find is it's just women that have been working and pushing so hard for so many years as a mother, in their career, as a wife. And over time, it's the overriding of self, losing connection with self that then creates a host of different physical or health issues. And so I'm working with women both, yes, on the physiology, diving into all of the functional labs and looking at the blood work, but we're also going deeper to help bring that connection to self.
I think that's wonderful, and you find you're helping a lot of women in different age groups. Who are you dealing with, and who are your patients?
I primarily work with women that are like late 30s into early 50s. I have worked with 20-year-olds. I have worked with 82-year-olds. But my main base or the main age group is the late 30s to early 50s. And I think also part of that is there's just this personal transition that's going on as a woman in these times.
If you had one thing that you could say that you would advise your patients, having seen so many women of so many ages, what is the key thing that they should do and the key thing that they're not doing?
Well, the key thing that they're not doing often is just taking that space for themselves, being able to quiet themselves or their space enough to figure out what they need. And one thing that I think women need to do is create these spaces of time that is just for them. So I know you're asking me medicine wise, but one is boundaries on a more, let's say, tangible level. Get a really good blood panel. Typically, conventional doctors are not doing an extensive enough panel to really get good.
Well, I think that gives a glimpse of the work that you do. And tell the people who are watching where you live, just if that's okay.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, your type of life that you've chosen and where you live and why.
So I'm currently living in Bali. I've lived all over the place at this point. I've been in Bali the last 3.5 years. And it's something I've actually been thinking a lot about recently of why did I choose to leave the US and live in a place like Bali, or I used to live in a place like Tulum. And for me, what I realized it was where can I go where my system can just relax, like my nervous system, where I wasn't constantly feeling the pressure that I was always feeling growing up in New York. And also to be true to what I believe in as a way of life, that there's another way of doing it.
De-stressing and living a calmer, gentler life and among nature or in nature versus a big city. I live in Toronto in the middle of the city as though it's Manhattan, and there's noise and there's traffic and there are people and there's everything going on. It's the life I've chosen, but it's the polar opposite to the life that you've chosen.
Yeah. And it was only after I left the States, because I lived in New York, and I left and I realized, oh, wait a minute. There is another way of doing life. It never changed once I discovered it.
And you're helping people find their way, their path in every way through naturopathic medicine and through de-stressing, and I'm sure prioritizing one's life. And not only are you my very lovely and special niece, I really am happy that I can share this with you and share your knowledge and how to find you. That's a very important point. Tell us how we can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at dr.eva.yacobi, or I'm also on Facebook. I've also started a Substack at Naturopathic Alchemy, which is the name of my business. And those are a few of the places you can find me.
Okay. Dr. Eva Yacobi with a Y. It's wonderful to see you, to talk to share with you as you're visiting Toronto on a family visit. And I am thrilled and thank you for doing this. Good luck in your
So
work. I
fun.
think you're doing really wonderful things for women of all ages.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you for doing this. Is
Bye, everybody.